All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. Hope everyone's having a nice morning. It is Fed Day, FOMC Day today. It is Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning and every morning on the YouTube channel. Just posted a nice note for our Discord members, our premium and masterclass, the macro fundamentals channel on Discord. If you guys want to take a look at it, it is here. Feel free to take a look. I was going over some private payrolls. I personally totally forgot we had this channel. It's relatively new. I used to put everything on the blog, but more macro and fundamentals. I think I'm going to put this now on this chat, make things a little more uniform. But I think I like posting in every morning, kind of what I see in terms of pre-market. I'm up pretty early in the morning, usually around 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. I'm reading, and then I'll try to get some sleep afterwards. But again, I think it's important that things are explained so you know why things happen. I mean, if we're just a single service that just gives out information to you guys, oh, here, I mean, that's not going to help you learn. The idea is that you guys use our service, so then you get better and do it on your own. That's really the best bet. I mean, that's just been the way I've done things for a while. Again, teach someone how to fish, they'll be fed forever instead of just giving them fish. And there's some that are just like, Carlos, I don't want to learn. Just give me the information I need to know. Completely fine. That's totally cool. We have it easy for them as well. So again, I was talking about private payrolls. I was talking about inflation. FOMC today. I posted an interesting note, a note yesterday, and it was posted on Instagram regarding the Fed pivot, or what a pivot is. Now we have to define what a pivot is. A pivot is not a slowdown of hiking. It is a change of direction, and we don't have that. Don't expect that today. What can we expect today? 50 basis points, maybe. That's a very unlikely scenario. That's a 15% shot. I would not trade based on a 15% shot. That's not good enough. I still think we get 75. Nothing has changed on that end. Could we get 50? Hey, man, listen. Lightning may hit my house today. Who knows? Knock on wood. So, with that being said, again, we always trade in high probabilities, not just guesses, because that's not going to work. But again, it's important to read everything as you go along. All right, with that being said, let's start doing around the horn this morning with the equity markets, especially futures. Dow futures down 71 points. NASDAQ is green. AMD reported earnings yesterday. We'll go over that here in a second. They're up today, NASDAQ slightly. S&P pretty much staying the same. Look at this range yesterday. I mean, overnight, not much. We had not much of a day after this 10 o'clock fall. Kind of stayed between 38.30, 38.60. Not really tradable. Russell, we caught Russell yesterday, IWM calls yesterday. I'm looking at the market this morning. Meta's down this morning. Amazon's up. Apple's down 1%. Netflix is up a quarter point, and Alphabet is up 0.34%. Jim Cramer and CNBC is on talking about that. In regards to the Russell, that is down today. Interesting to see value getting a little rotation out. That's okay. Not a big deal. NASDAQ still green. But again, we did take IWM yesterday for about a 40% pop. We expected at least a bag at the open yesterday. Premiums were not that in demand. I'm glad we caught it. Excellent job. That's really the only options trade that we had. So again, I'm glad. I'm cool sitting with one-on-one right now in terms of signals, especially with the uncertainty in terms of the Fed coming up. Crude oil is up 0.15%, 88.50 a barrel. Gasoline futures up 0.13%, $2.59. We'll go over that here. The dollar down 0.28%. Let's go ahead and chart it together. On the hourly, not a lot. Again, kind of that 111.75, 111.80 resistance so far. Kind of chilling right now below the 200 MA on the hourly. Let's go to the daily to kind of expand. We still want this trend line to break 109.55. That's where we actually bounce from. So let's go and place an alert there. If we start breaking below that, then that probably means a little more dovish than expected Fed. If we get above here, then we have more hawkish than expected Fed. So again, a very binary event today. Doesn't mean you should trade before. And again, we'll just kind of just wait it out and be smart. Let's go volatility index on the daily below the major moving averages of the 100 and the 200. Again, the trend line still is at 24. That's our trend line support. Look at the hourly again, complete fall. That's good. We filled the gap. We're right below the 50 MA on the 1 hour. Let's say take a look at yields this morning. 10-year is above 4%. We did have mortgage applications come down worse than expected. Rates are down as well. Let me get that total for you. Mortgage rates, mortgage lenders doing what they can. Mortgage rates. Okay, I think I had the mortgage rates. Here we go. Mortgage applications for October 28th week down 0.5%. Previous was down 1.7%. 30-year mortgage rate as of right now is 7.06%. Amazon is now hiring. Amazon says this year hiring 150,000 employees in full-time, seasonal, and part-time roles across its operations network. Employees can earn on average more than $19 an hour based on position and geography. There you go. Not many things you see in a recession, obviously, hiring. If you guys want to take a look at that, I just retweeted it for you. Feel free to take a look at that at our Twitter page. All news and information for free, always. Twitter, make sure to check us out. In terms of 10-year yields, again, we're looking for that 200-day MA, 200 MA on the hourly of 39.29. I kept it at 39.14. That should indicate a break. Gold futures with the dollar down is up 0.62% this morning, 1660 an ounce. I have not charted that for a while. Let's go to the 3-week chart on gold. If you start getting above 1693, maybe. But as of right now, it seems that we're kind of basing right here, right around 1650. So again, I'm not the biggest gold bug, but again, if you're looking to go long, I would wait for 1693 and then take a look at 1724 as a stop. That's your 20 MA on the weekly. If we go to the daily and you want a little more of color there, you need to get to around 1732. That's your resistance on the hourly with a break of 1693. In terms of futures on gold, again, you don't need to make a ton of money or a ton of gain on gold because those contracts are priced in for every tick. So again, that's something to think about as well. If you're a gold trader, margins are a little higher, so be careful. Silver, 0.80% to the upside. Euro dollar, 99.10, still below parity, up 35 pips. Thank you, weaker dollar. Dollar yen is down 119 pips, 146.99. Talk about volatility there on the yen. And we talked about that being on the checklist of things that are going wrong in the market, the world ending, right? 147.04 now is the ask on it. Pound dollar 115.12, up 30 pips. Bitcoin futures on a stronger dollar is down 20,425. Ethereum 1558. Again, we're still looking for 25,000 Bitcoin, 2,000 Ethereum before we start getting a little excited on crypto. We're still hovering around that 20,000. Just to give you a heads up, guys, on Bitcoin. Remember this. Remember back in 2017, that peak that we had. Do you remember this peak right here? Look where we are. We're right near it. Maybe previous resistance becomes next support. I've been repeating that over and over. Again, I still own Bitcoin. I still own Bitcoin as well. Okay, so we went over everything this morning. Let's go and take a look at AMD. That was the big earnings. There's a break on the 1 hour. Remember that target I was talking about, 62 to 63. Again, that's not something that I traded ahead of earnings. You do have some resistance right here at 64.33. Could you get a pop in the morning? Yes, I'd wait for 10 a.m. Again, you have the Fed, FOMC. I don't think a lot of volume will be coming in ahead of it unless it's positioning. Just wait it out on AMD. Let's see what the Fed does before you start jumping in. For all we know, we could soar to 68 after the 9:30. Sure, but again, let's take it easy. I don't want to go ahead and add any risk ahead of such a binary event. AMD's earnings, we'll go over that here in a second, and then we'll take my take on it as my tweet deck is very slow. CVS also had earnings this morning. Paramount also had earnings this morning. I retweeted those. But AMD, I know a lot of people have that stock. So let's go over that here in a second. AMD. Okay. AMD earnings are out. EPS of 67 cents, beating expectations. Here you go. Beating expectations of 65 cents. Let's go here. Revenue of 5.6 billion, beating expectations of 5.58 billion. So again, it is a beat on the EPS estimates, revenue. The only thing was their guidance. I think everyone expected their guidance to be weaker. Operating margins were a little weaker than expected. Fourth quarter guidance was less than expected, 5.2 billion to 5.85 billion. Again, AMD does make money. It's not like they're, one of these high beta names that are negative EPS. Again, look how much they soared recently. If we go ahead and expand out, we'll go to the 2-year daily. You could see from 164 down to 59, basically more than cut off in half. I still own the stock. I've owned it for a while now. Again, I trust Lisa Su, who's on CNBC right now. That's the actual CEO of it, and you could see this downward trend here, kind of bouncing. So let's go ahead and chart it together quickly and see if there's anything related to a bounce. So let's go ahead and just connect this dot here. Not the best, but we'll go ahead and extend it to the right. And again, you can kind of see that wedge. Kind of gives us a little bit of a possible guide to around 84, 88. But again, you still have this wedge here. So again, this is on a weekly chart, 3-year basis. We could always get back down to $50 a share as well. That is a big support as well. So again, $50. If you're looking for a trade here on AMD, at least based on their earnings, we know their guidance is a little weak, but now we know that on the weekly you do have a downward wedge with a good support based on these technicals on the weekly. $50 is my target for AMD to buy some. That's about, let's call it $12 away from where we are. Again, it doesn't mean you have to, but again, that would be my tactical kind of entry for that. Let's answer some questions. Zuko, markets always rally for Fed meetings, LOL, except for the last one where it gave up gains in the final hour, but still rally regardless. So if you're quick enough, you'll catch plenty of process. That is true. If you are fast enough, absolutely, you can actually trade this. In regards to providing a signal and then going over the data, it's not the easiest. But for a person, for you personally, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. You could trade futures to your heart's delight. Again, very tight spreads on S&P futures, probably your best bet to go as well. And you don't have expiry like options. You don't have that theta. Thoughts on Robinhood? I do use the platform. I don't own the stock. In terms of Robinhood, the hourly, chop chop. On the daily, no real breakout or breakdown, so I can't really say much to do here. Again, unless you start breaking. Oh, this is RH. Hello, that's a Restoration Hardware. Hood. Let's take a look at Hood. Hood is above the 200-day on the 1 hour. So again, you could honestly say $17 is a pretty decent target if you're going from here. Again, if you're going long for it, let's say you wanted to buy it and you say, Carlos, I'm going to buy here at 12 bucks and I'm going to go ahead and ride to 17. Again, just to catch a 40, 50% move. Where's my stop? Your stop is here, $9.59. Not the worst thing in the world in terms of your stock trading. Again, not the worst RR. Again, that's about what, $4, and then you're looking for about a $6, maybe 3 to 6. Maybe you put it at 10 or something as a stop, and then you have 17 as your profit. Again, that's a 2-to-1 risk ratio. Gives you a little bit of leeway there, a little bit of more control. So again, that would be the risk reward ratio I'm looking for if I was trading Hood. I think there's better ways to deploy capital than to trade that personally. That's just me. That's what my thoughts are. So again, FOMC at 2 p.m. The press conference is at 2:30. I will be on Twitter giving out all the information, tweeting. Nick will be on the live blog. Kevin will be on the chats. Anthony, Juan, and of course, Nick as well will be watching the charts, getting everything we need to do to make it a great morning and a great day as well. So again, we have so much going on, guys. We have FOMC. We have Friday non-farm payroll report. We also have earnings this week, some other earnings, and then we have CPI next week. So sharpen those pencils, guys. It's time to get to work. Let's make it a good one. I will catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. Have a great rest of your morning. Cheers.